Hey guys, it's Lemon here and welcome back to another Wild Horse Islands video. So today I'm going to be painting another horse model, and this one is going to be the brand new Carousel Dutch Warmblood. So here is what this coat looks like for reference. I personally find it quite cute, so I selected it to be the one that I was going to paint. So I hope that you guys enjoy this one. Alright guys, so I did not have a Dutch Warmblood model, so we're going to be using this Tinker horse model here. It doesn't look too far off from Dutch Warmblood. Like, once it's painted, I think it'll be okay. But without further ado, let's get into the painting. Alrighty, so first off I started by doing a white base coat, one because this is what I always do when I repaint horse models, and two because the Carousel Dutch Warmblood is mainly white. Now the first coat clearly was not doing enough, so I went in with a second coat. However, this was still not working good. Like, the paint was kind of smearing as my brush was doing it, so I was like, oh boy, I don't know how this is gonna go. And then I actually had a sponge brush, so I decided to use that and see if it would work and cover the paint, and it did. It worked actually perfectly and was able to cover the coat perfectly. You would never know that there was a darker color underneath. This took 2 attempts, but I whipped up this really nice shade of pink using pink, purple, red, and white, and I think it looks pretty spot on, the same color as the pink of the Dutch Warmblood. Now, because there was a lot of thin details, I actually ended up using a brush that I use for my nail art, which is very, very tiny, and I decided to first start with the bows. So I went ahead and made the little bows, trying to space them out as they were on the Dutch Warmblood in Wild Horse Islands. Since some of the ends of the ribbon were on top of the banner part, I figured that I would go ahead and do that next, using a regular brush and my mini brush when needed. Now, this part was definitely a bit difficult. The arches were kind of hard, and they definitely don't look perfect. However, I do still think that it looks similar to how it does, and it'll be alright in the end. After that, I went in with a lighter shade of pink on the ribbon to differentiate it better from the banner, and then I went ahead and painted in the ends of the ribbon, and this was really coming together. Now, I had some of this thin gold tape that I also use for nail art, and I figured that it would be perfect to outline it rather than just painting it in. However, when I actually attempted to do this, the tape wouldn't really bend well since the banners are curved. It wasn't really sticking down, and overall it unfortunately was not working out. So instead I went and mixed up 2 shades of yellow, a lighter yellow and a darker yellow. I went ahead and took my little mini brush and went in with the outlining. I started off with the lighter yellow, outlining over the top part of the banner as well as the bottom part of the banner until it was complete. Then I went in with the darker shade and went ahead outlining the top part of the banner on top of the lighter yellow outline, just like this. However, I did notice that one of my banners was not looking so great. It kind of looked more so straight rather than the little curve that I wanted it to be. So I decided to paint over that in white and kind of fix it up. I just left that be to dry. Next, I went in with some touch-ups on both the ribbon and the banner just to kind of smooth everything out, try and get it all like the same shade and consistency. So once I finished that, it was time to move on to the hooves. So I took my lighter colored yellow and I went ahead and painted each of the 4 hooves that light yellow color. Now, the hooves are metallic. In Wild Horse Islands, you can see they have a bit of a shine. So I wasn't really sure how to capture this with just some regular paint. So I went ahead and took a sponge and kind of sponged on a little bit of a darker color. It didn't really work out as I had wanted it to. It wasn't looking fantastic, so I kind of gave up with that. But that's what the hooves ended up turning out like. And then next it was time to work on the horse's mane. So the mane is also metallic, so I was kind of having my same struggle, but I decided to start with a lighter yellow and kind of do more like a metallic fade. So I started with my lighter yellow just like this, and I went ahead and did the top part of the mane and the tail, and then once I had finished that, I went in with some white and kind of touched up the ends of it, trying to make it a little lighter. So after I had completed that, then I went in with my darker shade of yellow. So I put that at the very tip, just like this, and then I kind of blended everything in, you know, switching colors here and there and filling in all of the gaps and cracks until my mane was looking good. And then I did get a little bit out of the lines with the mane, so I went back in with some white paint and touched that up as well. Now the nose of the horse does have some pink on it, so I went ahead and took my pinkish color and went ahead and put that there on a sponge. And I thought the sponge was going to do a good job. I thought it was going to like make it kind of like fade in and look good, but it was not. So I ended up just taking a regular paintbrush and I put some white on it and I kind of blended it in to the white at the top. So overall, after I got it to look good, I was pretty happy with it. Next, it was time to do the pinks of the inner ear, so I went ahead and did that. Now, I did the one ear fine, the one ear turned out okay, but the other one, I kept having to go back and forth between the white and the pink because it was just not looking right. It's still not 100% perfect, but it's good enough. And now it was time for the final step, which was painting in the eyes. So I took some black and went ahead and did the eyes. And then after I finished that, I went ahead and did some other touch-ups out and about. And then we were finished our horse model. So this is the final product. This is how our carousel Dutch warm blood ended up turning out. I think it's pretty cute. It definitely resembles the original one and you can recognize it. And yeah, this is what it looks like. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. I definitely had fun painting this one, even if it was a little tricky. So yeah, subscribe for more Wild Horse Islands content, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Goodbye, everybody.